to keep him in check, especially so on Haven. We know how much of a problem that rotation time can cause some teams, and you know, Guild kind of being slower to start in terms of round time. Actually, as I say that, see, they're going to do exactly the thing I was expecting, which is they're going to go for this early sewers control. If they don't find any value and they lean back, I'm worried, actually, as this map goes on, that Heretics start exploring elsewhere.
I want to see what Guild do with this. They've taken map control. They've pulled a rotation or two. Now, my eyes instantly then, of course, turn to the likes of, you know, well, who's going to try and exploit that? Who's going to try and find a bit of room? Nookie will. He'll always go on a fact-finding mission, and he's exceedingly good at it. Now, the flex is to peek down C-Long. Draken might have spotted that. He has. So, information garnered once again, but Draken's often here, so it's not a huge tell that he's over towards C-Long. The big tell is now there's a big swing. Here we go. That's a great bit of play from Guild. Almost forcing the fight. And look at the HP left on Pora. It's nothing. Flashed up still. Clears every bit of utility on the way. Flash towards the back of sight. This is a wonderful take. Now, 3 left alive for the defending side. Avova, Lau, and Rubino have to try and do something about this. Rubino, of course, being the one to play this one out, and he gets his name on the board, taken down safe, but the spike is planted.
Right here.
So that's all 3 members of Heretics, still 100 HP, and with the light armor, so definitely a consideration to make. Draken actually comes out. We're behind box, so it's pretty much a 3v3 on site. The paranoia comes through. No initial swing, but Avova's going to find Yassine. They're going to find an entry back in. Avova, a second as well. Just one man standing on site. Draken, 34 HP. He's trying to lurk his way back in here, but the diffuser's coming through.
Halfway, Lol's going to sit this one. Draken's got to time in, and he can't.
No.
Heretics pull off the retake. There's only 3 of them. But the value in some of those kills coming out was exceptional. Avova out of nowhere, just plucking down like 2 players off the site. I'm amazed there was no effective trade, but great shots, I guess, from Avova, really creating that space. And Rubino, 3 already as well for him. Good beginning to things. We talk about Heretics in the roster. They do have kind of the open door of, you know, we'll bring a player in if we feel we need it. We can adjust to our opponents. I love what Nookie said recently about their game against NIP, for example, that they'll specifically change up agents just to throw people off the scent, to be able to be harder to read. Now, against Guild, I don't think you need to do that. They're not the same type of team as NIP, for example, but a fight towards Sewer to begin with. Avova there. Actually fancies the double dip. That's 2 again. He's still getting great value for this play.
You know, now hold down the fort on A site. Gets spotted from the recon, but again, this is a concern for me. Once again, Guild doing, it's almost rehearsed at this point. Every single time looking for this sewers contact. No, they can actually force their way in here. God, I'm going to spot out both players. Now, do they still decide to commit to this? Actually, the flash comes through, yeah. Trade will come through from Lau, but again, it's not an awful lot of value on the side of Guild, right? They don't want to go for these 1-for-1s in this scenario.
No, but Draken could maybe make some space on this. The adjustment towards long is interesting. They still have the spike to hand, which is actually pretty important. Now, can they maybe hit the brakes for a second, get a little bit of paranoia building amongst the defending side? Now, Sage reaggressing to short, it's pretty interesting for Lau. That's good information recovered, and he might try and slow clear, so it's I guess, the double-edged sword. Yes, you get the info, but the timing is everything. Does he get checked on by Bonka? Does he maybe get picked up by Draken? For now, he can hold this, and that's pretty good information relayed. Now, the timing towards long is good, though. They might be able to get at least a plant out of this, potentially, if they can defend against one of these angles. And I love how deep you're already seeing the response from Heretics B. They'll play for the close plant if they need to. They don't want to have any more danger coming their way. Plant comes in. You see the smoke's gone up. And already we're into the nice little post plant. It's on Draken, I feel, here to be the big influence if this has to go right for Guild. And already Lau, though, this is the one that's going to be a little surprise to them. They wouldn't have accounted for this position. Now they know, and it's all down to Draken in the 1v3. Doesn't get the first, and it doesn't matter. Very, very considered retake from Heretics. Lovely positioning, and just disallowed danger. And that's such an imperative thing to play in your anti-ecos.
It was, yeah, and even actually to have the awareness to throw that smoke down, just covering the top of sewer, again, it buys Bonkar a little bit of time, yes. Now, I mean, plays that perfectly. He's actually got both options there. Long went unchecked also, so him just staying alive and being that threat. Again, there's almost no time once the spike goes down. Come straight back in and back up. This time, actually, Guild, on their buy round, going to flex away from this heavy A lobby presence. Again, that's what I want to see from Guild on attack. I want to see them flex out a little bit. I don't want to see these slow, drawn-out early rounds. I think that's really where Heretics are going to pile on the pressure, so to say.
Okay, I want to keep my eyes on this, and we talk about clean.
this.
There is one rifle on deck. That's the scary one. It is with Nookie. Everyone else is on the, you know, the bonus buy, pretty much, so that's fine. There's no subtlety to this. A very good read coming in that this is either, you know, mid or potentially C. Now, Aura is dedicated towards sight. Nookie's now here.
Everyone's here.
If they peel from this, there is still... Well, there isn't that much information to give away the peel. I guess it's just timing more than anything.
Yeah, you can see now, Rubino, guess getting a little bit suspicious, but Heretics, I mean, we read that perfectly based on the back of what we talked about in Guild in the early round here on Haven. No sewers presence, so everybody flexes over towards Garage and C. Actually, that recon is going to have to get dealt with, and that's going to give the information over. It's going to hopefully draw one more member of Heretics this way. Rubino, swing out. You've seen Phantom better at that range, though. We'll deal with him. I'm a little confused. Actually, you see, sorry, Lauren, the two people still committed to C here.
I think it's been hard to read. You look at the default that comes out of Guild, it's pretty well done. I don't mind it by any means. Draken's constantly at C long, so it's always hard to read into presence because they will have players on the extremities. Now, of course, this is obvious for us to see, but the retake now is where it gets a little dicey. Those SMGs aren't terrible at this, but again, Nookie is always going to be that kind of knockout blow. If he gets something, and there it is. Starts it off with a bang, Draken goes down. Does he decide to go for this one now? How much more can they find? Here comes that CT presence, bit of a spray, timings, everything. There they go. Leo and Yassine, good combination, but now the 1v1 the underhand. Oh, this could be sick. You hear him in hell, he's dropped down for it, Nookie! Oh no!
The pre-nade from Yassine. It's perfect.
Brain.
It's actually perfect.
A little parting gift. Take that.
Look at it. It's actually spot on. Wow.
Well played, Yassine. I thought that might be his own nade for a second, then I was like, wait.
I was worried for a second, yeah. But it's perfectly read by Yassine. Again, we could talk bigger picture how, you know, technically that's a bigger win for Heretics than anything. They're going to come back into this with 4 rifles of the Sheriff on Pora. The now Guild will look to try and pile the pressure on in terms of the economy. Oh, does he get away? He does actually escape with his life, but Guild, a much faster hit this time around, is going to give them A site for free. Pora already making moves elsewhere.
Yeah, off the back of the ultimate from Yassine, I like the pace switch on that to just kind of hit it quick and try and just use that ultimate to crack open the site, and it's worked. And now Satchel gets lobbed down. Did it find target? I don't see it doing too much damage, so seems to be fine. Heretics once again put in this position. This time though they do have rifles, excluding Pora, of course. Yassine, pain shell early this time, maybe. Over the first star looking through, and Nookie wants to begin, tries to clear out towards that kind of short box. Yassine sprays in, finds Avova. That's great value for him, and he could do with a little bit more because Nookie's still being the equating factor. That's ultimate coming up, but he gets caught mid-air. Still finds safe, but his bonker on the site. Holds it down, expects for the flex, and it comes in, but the shots don't come through. Bonker again doing well here. And well, the timing's dissipated. There's no chance on this now. Got to get out of there, keep that rifle, and look towards the next one. Guild, hey, whether or not you like the ultimate being used like that, oh, it didn't get a kill, doesn't matter. It got them the site, which pretty much got them the round.
It's a number of times now we see, especially players like Yassine, right? You have to respect that showstopper. Have to back up, have to give it the space. And ultimately, I mean, A site's always one we talk about on Haven, where lots of teams opt to just back up, give this up, play the retake. Fine with that, but Guild able to solidify on site. Again, Pora tried the lurk. Again, the flank came in a little too late for my liking. Everybody else kind of charging in. I guess he's got to be careful to clear through lobby, make sure nobody's deep on A-Long as well. Look at it from Guild. It's the 4-man walk-up C-Long. Nobody on site here. Saw them do this a number of times on Haven as well. They're looking much faster in the early round.
They
way faster.
It feels to me like they have a really good plan in mind and they're executing it very well. It seems very clear focus for now. I want to see how Heretics disrupt this Avova. Safe is super good at catching those flanks, by the way. Like, he's one of the best, I feel, at it, but he just got beheaded. So that's a little unfortunate, but still, the round continues on, and we are now into a 5v3, but the time is ticking. They've got to get a move on, and Leo's still alive. You know, there's a chance, but not now. No. The swing from Poro, so well timed. Bonker gets caught with his pants down, and now Draken called upon. That's 1, that's 2, it's 3, but he needs more. The defuse is still going on, he can't get to it, and out of nowhere, Heretics pull off the retake.
Wow. Yeah, Bonka, unfortunately, just tries to swing onto connector with the recon bolt in hand, and I think that's a pivotal moment there. Again, I think his teammates swung on, saw 3. As soon as they get that kill, you know they're going to charge you down. There's almost no value in getting information off the recon, right? A little bit of a slip up there, but Heretics respond with round win. It's actually going to put Guild in a funky position economy-wise. You can see now he friends these 2 sheriffs into this one. See, Romino going to pop the Hunter's Fury, so that's going to clear out a lot of A lobby. On the flip side, Bonkar on the other side of the map actually going to send his out. Again, Guild going to walk their way onto C site.
If they're confident in their retakes, I don't necessarily mind it. It's one of those though, isn't it? You are probably up against a slightly forced up team. I mean, it's not really a forced buy, it's just sheriffs and frenzies, bits and pieces. Some armor, but not a great deal. So this should be easier to play retake against. However, it always feels against pistols, they stay packed and it's really hard to break in. But Nuki is so sick at that. Just instantly finds 2, creates some space, but you're seeing one in on some of the action as well. And now suddenly there's a bit of a problem. And actually that problem is mounting. Leo's still there, it's sort of over. But oh, look how stunned he is. Sees nothing but Leo's bullets being placed into his brain. And Guild convert another round. And we've just had 2 ecos essentially converting the rounds.
Yeah, and again, you can understand it, this early round setup from Heretics to try and find value off the Hunter's Fury. Again, actually backing away and giving up C for retake, I'm okay with it. But there's, I mean, Poor is the man you'd look to go on that kind of lurk and flank through elsewhere. In that scenario, you're against Frenzies and Sheriffs, I feel like one of Heretics needs to go long there. They need to create that second angle. Again, put their weapons to use, right? They want to play these ranged fights. It's actually, I was going to say, Draken posted up for this, whether or not he finds the first, but that's going to back away because it's all 3 are actually going to nade him all the way back into spawn.
I'll see what the plan is while this happens. But look how they're funneling them towards A. This is really nice because Lol's got the rifle again. So if they can be enough of a nuisance that, maybe we should just play towards A, that's a really good approach, and that's exactly what Heretics would want. Now, whether or not Guild's kind of suspicion goes, well, that's a bit weird that they're just giving us complete entry. I guess the wall was there, so they're like, teasing the concept of it. Whether or not they know that Lol was able to kind of filter through a rifle and still work on it might give away that game. Try towards mid, Nuki still finds Leo. And surely we don't see another round going like this.
Slow down a little bit. The neural theft goes out. Yeah, Guild. Again, in that scenario, we hate seeing them in. 30 seconds left on the clock, and
30 seconds
just
left.
now, like, formulating a plan. And B-site's going to be open. Lau. Oh, did he just kick? I think he caught the cross on the first. Bonka, actually, they're going to trade headshots.
This should be okay now. They removed the biggest danger that was going to be Lol with that rifle. So now the kind of potency of this round has dissipated. Interesting end towards B as well. But I think I've got to give credit to Guild there to not kind of fall foul to the mayhem, right? To not get funneled in towards Lol, to not kind of fall for that, oh, they're pushing up here, let's, instantly just kind of re-aggress somewhere else. That was a very well-considered round from Guild. They kept their composure under the pressure that some don't necessarily maintain. Now, we talk about side bias on this map a little more because it does, I feel like, open up chances for the attacking side to do quite nicely. So, again, I think, but taking into account how we're seeing the rounds go down, I've got to give credit to Guild here. They are the underdogs in this. I think there's no disrespect saying that. I think it's a fair, assessment. And they've come in and they've actually put up a really good display so far. Now, I want to see a response from Heretics, though. They need to find an answer, and it has to come in now. It looks like we've seen a bit of a switch up of position. First flash towards long, going to force the peek is away. You can't really keep having a little look. TP comes in. It's going to be towards heaven.
Oh, he has to cancel,
he cancelled out. Nuki, though, does burn the ult for it.
Actually,
just avoid Nuki?
It was a full-on fake there, and I guess Nuki's showing that presence with the showstopper. Guild are going to actually descend onto C site. Actually, Bonkar goes through to challenge the TP. That's spiked down. Yassine tries to respond with a showstopper of his own.
I'm looking at that mid lurk as well. Want to see if that comes into effect. The timing's going to be important because you've got Nuki doing the same thing as well. So now here we go. Leo's found Lol and it's going to be game back on. Suddenly, this becomes a bit of a problem. You can see Heretics pausing for thought here. They're considering that there could be a flank as well. That cage is just going to keep vision limited. Now, Nuki's timing is everything. You've got to know you're playing against Nuki, and now with that gone, you've got to be on red alert. Where's the call? Where's the comms? Where is the information relay? Nuki's there!
No way.
You can't allow him that! You cannot let him get away with that sort of thing. Now Draken's got to find his place. He has to come into this now, as it's just Draken. Can he thread the needle as well as Nuki just did? They seem suspicious of this. They seem aware. I'm seeing already Rubino watching towards it. Heretics. They lean into their strength, into that Nuki flank, and no information was filtered back through towards Guild.
Yeah, I mean, even at that point, the trapwire gets popped. I don't know if it's just in the chaos of... Well, I mean, nothing was going on site, right? They weren't in a gunfight at that point, so a little bizarre. But I mean, even there, they just need to break line of sight. They need to not allow Nuki to get that angle. Again, after Bonkar comes through to challenge Avova, the round kind of slowed into a stalemate after they retrieved it. They didn't want to commit to the plant there. I don't think they had a good read on exactly where Heretics were positioned, and kind of slipped through their fingers, to be honest with you, Lauren.
Look, we said one of the biggest conditions of beating the likes of Heretics is to keep someone like Nuki under wraps. You can't let him get away with those flanks because you know he's going to try it so often, and he's so good at the timing on it. It's such a characteristic piece for him. Now, it seems like we've gone back to a default here, coming out for the attacking side of Guild. They're taking their time, they just want to get the lay of the land, and that's a pretty decent assessment. We do, however, see Nuki soloing out on this side. Look how heavy the lean towards C is this time. Maybe feeling that, you know, they throw a lot of fakes towards A, but if they don't take over Suez control early, we tend to believe it to be a fake, which it could be for now.
And Guild will drift away. I think they're now getting to the point where, at least in the early round, they know what they want to achieve. It's not just bouncing back and forth. Yeah, this split could be interesting here because they might get really good timing here. You've seen actually had an opportunity to open that one up. Draken comes through with the trade though.
Still waiting on the next part of this, which is still Nuki as the final kind of line, but Avova's on the side trying to hold this down, almost baiting in Lol. He's not giving away too much. They should check on this bird. There we go. Leo does. 14 seconds now. Time's becoming an element to this one. Great readjustment from Leo, but Avova, oh, out of nowhere, like a thief in the night, denies the plant, and now Leo's back on the case. He's got to get this done. He does. Spike now down, but it's Nuki, and he knows they're going to be close to sight. They wouldn't have time for big readjustments. He can't get the shot. Leo's there, and Leo's clutching was so important for Guild not too long ago. That was a very good round for him.
A huge. Nuki had an opportunity to wait out that dark cover again. He doesn't know, but that smoke was literally about to drop. You can see it's already here, so there's another 10 seconds on it at least until Nuki comes round. But heartbreaking for Avova, the fact that he slips in and out and finds 2 kills there. Can't connect with the third, unfortunately. And again, even if that came just a second or 2 later, right, the round's over. There's no time left for the plant.
I'm also interested in the read to rotate towards A. Now, this is normally their standard A take, so I wonder if this is them just trying to throw fakes now, trying to adjust the kind of indicators of what they're going to do. Most teams will have kind of giveaways and tells, but this sewer control normally does eventually lead in towards an A take. It's not subtle, but by now they're working with less. This is going to be one of those very low buy rounds. You've got Sheriffs. Now they have, both these teams have converted these the way they shouldn't, I guess, technically. But present, getting the feel of things, maybe thinking, that feels like an A stack. So I think we're going to go elsewhere. Because I guess you've taken down Pora, so it might be a good read.
I'll be honest, it's the same yo-yo again though, Guild. Well, once again, yes, we could talk about the equipment and the purchase situation for Heretics, but this early A presence is, I mean, Heretics is not able to get a grip on it. They're not looking to challenge it. They're not looking to kind of pivot elsewhere on the map. And again, whether or not we see Nuki become the defining factor of this. Seen Atsi manages to tuck all the way in behind. Find Avova, but the lurk now noted. Ooh. We weren't watching, don't worry. You had a good nade earlier, you allowed that one.
Yeah, you can whip one. That's fine. But I'm impressed with Guild. I don't want to get overly excited by it yet, because, you know, attack and defense on this map it's a little different to some others, but I do want to highlight that Guild have had Heretics in their pocket so far. Heretics have not been able to get a good grip on the read yet, and their money's also been pretty much consistently broken. They're able to fashion a buy this round, of course, but as said, it's full buy to eco straight away. They've been barely able to establish throughout this one, so they need that read. I don't know how they're going to get it. Maybe a tactical timeout could help them try and analyze and quickly adjust to what Guild are doing, and maybe some of those tells to be in the right place. Because look, this map is traditionally the one that's hard, right? Like, you can get aggressive on it, sure, but you got 3 bomb sites, spike sites. Definitely not a bomb, alright? It's a spike, I promise you. But it's one of those where I'm just kind of considering, you know, what tells can they read into? Because the problem is now, Guild know that, okay, well, the tactical timeout's been called, so let's just switch it up. Let's just do something just super obtuse. Just go for something straight up, in your face. Doesn't matter. They can instantly switch up the pace to throw them off.
This is the time I want to see a fast sight hit. Like, just straight out, as soon as the barrier drops, come out swinging. It looks like they might try and find something down C long. 3 players. No, it's just an owl drone up. Avova's position going to be noted, but they're going to anticipate a second playing close. Actually, the wall goes down, so yes, the information will go across that there's at least 2 over here. Hunter's Fury gets invested to try and find one of these. Actually, it does connect onto the foul, but won't secure the kill on that one. He's going to go for the double shock dart. Nobody behind default, though. Jonas will love that in chat, obviously.
I think they do it just for him now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I just want to make you smile. But, TP invested. Over looking for some info. They've how much he got out of that there. They still haven't really responded to this, and it's a slow creep towards A again. 2-2 split towards it, and your scene's gonna have a little wander towards Garage, but if anything, might just keep him present towards mid a little longer. Guild do get side control, nothing to deny this plan either, so once again, I said there was nothing. Now they did get a tag, but not
There's 2 tags.
Yeah, that is actually 2 tags. I just saw her at the end just catch him. Now they're both down to 70 HP, but they're still very much alive. And they're still very much in a 5v4 post-plant. Leo gets a bit more chip damage as well. This is starting to get a little dicey.
Yeah, no utility, actually. So, well, they have a shock dart and 1 recon up now. That's going to get a good ping, actually. They'll try and send the owl drone in just enough. Avova will find safe on the way in. Guild now need to secure this. This is going to get overwhelmed.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Nuki's already kind of wormed his way out. Draken's there, but on towards the spike. Pora goes. That's not on. That's not on. Pora's just going to sit this. Full faith in the teammates to lock this down, make sure no one could pressure. And that's a frustrating one for Heretics. There was very little utility on Heretics to play back with, right? Like, they had, I think it was literally just owl drone and little bits and pieces. There was not much more than that. But the fact that Nuki got to this point, unchecked on, uncooled on, I don't know how you've gotten away with that.
A brazen push. I mean, actually, the last thing that Heretics used, I think, back from that spawn connector was the paint shells, and that drew out the Rolling Thunder. Leo was in hell. As soon as he throws that paint shell, they're trying to isolate that player in hell, the bounce off back at default. That draws out the Rolling Thunder. Right there, that's the biggest tool that Guild had to stop the push coming through. So actually, they find no value off that because they're anticipating the hit coming through to follow up on the paint shell.
You're seeing just kind of rolling it back a little here, trying to get in towards B, but it's Draken to lead the way. Lao's found him with no trade available. The smoke's in the way, kind of dividing middle, keeping favorable trades to the defensive side. Now the 5v4 Guild, though, starting to explore their options, and Safe's gotten great progress. He's just walked A on his own. He can just sit on so much space. And Rubino's playing CT. He's playing super passive on this. Now, actually, Safe wins the fight too, to an extent that it forces him off the angle. This is a problem. Heretics are going to have to once again pull off another retake. They do have more utility this time, though.
Nobody on the flank, though, so it's literally just going to be split between Heaven and Spawn Connector. It's going to be very difficult for them to crack their way back into this one. Joestopper gets popped. Preemptively actually going to find when you're seeing hops up, Lau will fall in Heaven.
Oh, it's perfect. That's how you want. Safe, though, going to get played in on this. Do they check it? He doesn't give away the game, and now they give the line up. Great work from Safe. The trigger discipline plays so well. And Guild make it work, but again, I have to say, the room that Safe garnered was everything to that round. He was able to get way ahead of the others, just straight up walked sight.
Yeah, and that kill is huge from Yassine. It's almost a domino effect. Of course, it's Lowell as well. That revive was available for them in that round. Again, situationally very difficult for them to find that. A 7-5 half, and I mean, really, talked win conditions. For me, that's a big one for Guild, is to have a strong attack in half.
They've got the tick in the box. We talk about win conditions, especially when it comes to underdogs, because they're quite hard to achieve normally. You know, they don't have an easy map pool against Heretics, because it's quite similar, and I'd argue Heretics have more experience in that. So Guild have come in and they've done everything that was required of them. They've kept Nookie quiet enough. They've, you know, been able to take these site hits pretty well. They didn't let Heretics lead the pace by any means. So this is a really good display to begin with. Now they have to try and make sure they keep that pressure up, keep that presence up. Heretics do get their go on the attack though, so they get to define the pace, kind of control the mind games. Keep in mind, this is a semi-final here. This is where the big boys come out to play. Suddenly, it's all a little bit dicier. Draken's the one who's going to receive all the attention. It looks like everyone up long. Now, that's going to be a good bit of time bought there by the utility, and an ambitious swing from Safe, but they came out of it at the right time. Orlel was just anti-flash on this. He caught none of it, so he's fine. That's a free pick, and now they look to adjust.
They're just going to swing back over. They have the man advantage now, so they can stack up like this and go wherever they want. Try and play the numbers game. Actually, two members of Guild creeping their way down sewers. Well, they're going to set up the crossfire here. This could be huge for Guild.
Oh no, that's one, that's two, that's three,
it's
Guild!
Huge.
That's just the clothesline through sewer. They couldn't make it past it, and now Heretics just left in tatters. You got to over. The one player left alive gets one, gets the dink on the second, but it ain't enough. Guild! What a setup.
I mean, the timing on that was fantastic. They catch the audio cue again. Tried to split through three sewers too long, which, yeah, I mean, it's hindsight, but when it comes up, just challenges the same side there. Again, it's two 50-50 angles. Like I said, the timing is brilliant for Guild to catch the cue when they did. That's off the back of the first blood as well. I mean, at that point, if it was one player, yeah, you'd expect them to play back passively, but right there, I don't think Heretics are still anticipating that double stack.
Oh, they definitely weren't. Didn't handle it as well as they'd like. Now they are going to just suffer through this round. We do have a ghost out, and that's about it. Wall as well, so maybe looking to try and create the avenue in. Don't even need it particularly, actually. Be very open and ready for taking, so Spike should be able to be planted. I don't think much is going to stop that. Boombot on the way. No harm, no foul. Draken. A little glimpse himself, but he's working with like a marshal here. I'm glad they didn't go up C-Long for their sake, because we saw what he did yesterday to people. As it stands, Guild, you know, being held away for now, but once this retake starts, it's going to get sketchy. Draken with a good read, but he loses his life. Nice flex there coming out from Heretics to make some aggressive maneuvers. However, answer back for Yassine, so already Lau's gonna wait this one out. Oh, Lau! That's one! He can't get the second, though. That's gonna be Leo taking him down. Safe needs to almost offer up his life to protect that defuse coming in. And it's pulled him off it for a second. It's halfway there, and there's no more denying it. Leo does very well, and that's, again, something that I can't stop singing the praise of this player. His kills are always just high value.
Really is. I mean, for Heretics to get the plant down near damage-wise.
Couple of kills. Not bad.
But the thing is, I mean, Guild's still pulling two Bulldogs into this round. Yeah, we'll see what Draken and Yassine settle for here, whether or not they just try and roll through with the pistols. It looks as if it's going to settle for that. So two Bulldogs, a Spectre, a couple of pistols to go for this. You'll see if Guild try and capitalize on this a little bit. Actually, a quick hit. Yeah, Yassine actually going to charge right the way down long here. Try and pick up this kill. Avova just going to swing, though. Not sure about the boombot in that scenario, but...
Sometimes you overcook the thought. Sometimes you give it a little too much thought, and Leo, no thoughts, just frags. Just wanders in, batten down the hatches, brings it back to a 4v4. Now, this gives away that, of course, there are further presence towards long, but Heretics, they're keeping good enough control of the flank that you can see the awareness starting to rise. Like, is there a chance? I think we're okay. So a split through sewer. Actually, they're peeling away on this site. They've backed and left one player towards heaven, I think.
It was actually... Heretics actually going to come all the way through here, whether or not backing up for utility. It doesn't look like it. A little... Spread a little thin, I'll be honest, on the side of Guild. I don't know if they're going to look to just settle for exits here. I'm not sure, really, what the plan is here. Nobody coming through to contest right now. You can see just about now leaning in. Here you go, the utility. Yeah, they are going to come for the retake.
Timing's going to be a big factor on this. They're going to have to work quick. Now, Safe's going to get a good run up towards long. They actually might catch the timing towards one. No, Rubino turns around, feels that pressure mounting. He has having none of what he's trying to sell. Bonka in the smoke. As soon as he goes through, advantage should have been on the other side, but it actually goes Bonkar's way for a second or two. But look at the trade outs. Heretics still in drastic numbers, and Draken, there ain't no time for this, bud. Maybe just trying to keep them present, cost them the rifles. That's done pretty well, at least towards one.
You see that again, the emphasis really lies on Guild to break the economy in that round, and actually, as it turns out, that late hit, it keeps them present on the site long enough, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't give them time to push through and hunt down those kills. Just delaying it by 5 to 10 seconds actually works out in their favor. Only 2 that survived through. Yeah, they did both. I know, obviously, Heretics was their buy round, whether or not they had... Well, actually, yeah, Rubino's still down on 27 armor, so...
Not perfect. I've got to say, if Guild are coming at this purely from a perspective of trying to keep the economy from swelling, then they've done really well at that. That was probably the best they could make out of it. So fair enough. They've kept it. Good England. Kept it on a fairly even keel when it comes to that. So it's a fair shout around. Bonker is going to be suffering a little bit, of course, as he does only have the SMG, but he does have his ultimate, so maybe he can utilize that. I like what Safe's doing here. That's... Oh, has it been noted?
No way.
Oh, look, he still goes for the check on it. No, everything that's going on. Safe's in a horrible spot now, but... Timing. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Safe. Well played on the lurk around the smoke, but here comes that quick pressure through short. But wait, Avova finds Draken on this. Safe is still a danger man because he's on a really favorable angle to work with. But for how long? Lau's found 2, and Safe's position is still valued. No, it's gone. Pora checks on him, and this round has been wrapped up. Bonker tries to play it back in, but he's a mile away from getting past Lau. And what a moment for him there.
That was beautiful. Again, Nuki identifying one player being tucked in cubby, and somebody from site has to keep him safe there. They have to bail him out of that position. And actually, yeah, even though Nuki doesn't find that kill, as soon as the pressure comes through onto Nuki, you can see straight away the explosions through garage. They split. They know that the focus is elsewhere from that second site player. And ultimately, Safe can't do anything from cubby, even if he gets that kill, right? The fact that Lau then pivots off that pressure finds those 2 kills in connector. Absolutely fantastic round there from Heretics.
Okay, 9-7. Go again. Guild probably starting to feel a bit of a pinch here. Money has dwindled down to Buckies, Sheriffs. Not a nice round, and Heretics should do their due diligence. They should be checking everything in front of them. There could be stacks. There could be weird, dirty plays with Buckies. Who knows what they're up to? Bova going to go on a fact-finding mission. He's found a little. That's not bad. Information relayed. Safe's corner not feeling so secure now.
But actually, I guess that is going to pull Guild off of C a little bit. The recon are going to give it away, but Heretics... What? Safe? Just got flying through with a Bucky. Will get traded out, but...
Your duty is not over.
Poor old Nuki, head still ringing, gets brought back to his feet. So it is still a 5v4 even after that early work from Safe.
A wall placement.
Now that wall, quite nice. That keeps the site almost way more accessible for the planting side of Heretics. Now, Al's got a bit more safety for some time here to play with his filters. Guild through to very few angles. Nuki's loving it as well. Where does he take this up and over? Just sends it. No one was there. They hugged the wall for dear life. And as you can see, these angles are extremely favorable towards Heretics. And right now, specifically Nuki.
One enemy remaining.
A Bucky, yeah. They just posted up. Leo going to try and keep him as close as possible, but Heretics going to be able to slip away here. I love the placement of that wall. It's so clean again. Just literally cuts off the possibility of them being able to pressure that plant on backside. Heretics actually bouncing back a little bit.
They definitely find a nice stabilizing factor. The money's certainly looking good for them too, enough to an extent that they've kept Guild pretty humble at this point. Here comes the second go of the buy, and that's coupled with a fair few ultimates. Now I'm looking at Yassine, Bonkar, and Safe to do some work with this. Draken's not far from his either. Now, what do we have on the other side? Now, I guess Rubino's got his if they want to try and make something happen off the back of it, but look at this aggression from Yassine. Now, he will instantly take Seal on control. Now, what's the response? It looks like Heretics want to take back mid. There's always normally a response to aggression on extremities, and there's straight run middle. Wall goes up, and Pora takes space. Gotta be careful of the connector here. And oh, wow, Pora just walks through it. No brakes, all gas. Spike should be planted any second now, but no, they're carrying on. They want to take this towards A. This is going to be on that one A player who is that waiting, but it doesn't matter. Heretics,
oh my God.
They check this? Oh, this is filthy work. Nuki is having a tear of a round as well. They just took the world tour of the map and they've just won every fight. That's flawless.
No better word for it. Just beautiful. Again, coming through, finding all that space. They can isolate that kill outside sewers. And right here, there's an absolute death grip over the entire map. As soon as the Hunter's Fury comes through, again, they know an extra player over towards C, right? They know that they have the space to flex out and do that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful from Heretics.
Okay, and again, this is, look at the money buffer. 8k already in the pocket. You've got 8.4 on Avova, 7.9 on Lel. Everyone's good. And the money for Guild is in dire straits, broken down. That's a pixel though that Yassine can take down. Pops the ultimate, he gets another. This is sick stuff from Yassine. If he can get that rifle though, that'd be perfect. Can he maybe get it back? Maybe a deep nade, and he can hop up if he fancies, but maybe overfeeling that would be a little bit too risky. So he peels back towards B, but damage done.
Yes, Heretics still sat back, anticipating a little more aggression on the back of that, but Guild, I mean, like you said, the hard work's done. They need to sit back, wait for Heretics to try and force their way in somewhere. Ooh. Just took the trap wire, right? That's going to give away the audio code exactly where he's positioned.
Draken jump peeked it. He knows what's up, puts down a smoke for himself to try and play around, but Nuki's found safe, so he's all alone. Draken can't make it out of there in time. Lol grabs him and drags him to the ground. 3v3 now begins. Spike to be planted. They've made up for those mistakes, and that wall's back in place. Look at this
this angle's
dirty angle for Loud. That is, ooh, just filthy in all the right ways. You know, just brings you a little joy. Now timing's a factor, and Leo could find it. Ultimate gets popped. There it is. Lol is just the guillotine waiting. Leo continues forward, but by now he's lost all of that bite. A trade to close this down, but Lau with a fantastic end to that in the post plant.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the reasoning for pulling the trap wire off there. Again, with Draken jump spotting, I guess just a little bit of a mistiming there, but the fact that Heretics were able to stack up so close and Safe pulls a trap wire away without even getting the information, yeah, nobody's down long, right? There's no reason for him to take that away, and again, it's the audio cue that gives up. Nuki able to hop up. Yes, Draken can jump spot it. You can say, yeah, the people long, but with 3 that close, they charge him down every single time.
Now they know that this is one of the few buys the Guild has, so why not just switch up the pace, go for something quick? And that looks what they're going to do. There are 2 players on the C site, and there's actually one pretty close by that can swing over too, so this is still actually a pretty hard side take if they commit. Now Nuki fully blind though, doesn't quite catch Safe leaning forward, but they both somewhat backed away out of this. Now they've drawn 3 players, and they've also posted up Nuki into a really good flanking position to catch the rotation. Now his timing's gonna be everything the barrel shows, and the execution comes in from Leo. Nice work from him to predict that, but you can see what Heretics were trying to do, and it almost worked out. But they recommit towards C long now.
We're gonna creep up. Safe. It has to get something done there. Leo will spawn, but Leo now actually gonna throw the Rolling Thunder in. Try and charge. Oh, he's so close with that, but Avova, the counter peak is so good.
Standing ahead.
Ultimate's being invested as well. This is information now free flowing. Scene and Bonker called upon. Spike is yet to be planted and has to cross the site. That's a bit of a problem, as Yassine can't watch that, and he's going to catch off Pora. Now, who else is up for the challenge? Bonker's got a bit more info, relayed this. This is really good work between the two. Look at this flying from your scene. The readjustment's mad. The paranoia of him being in towards Garage is enough to buy them time because this cross, they have to invest into it. Pound Q may have given away here, but let's see what Yassine can achieve. The plant comes in. They have no idea of long. Now Yassine, if he takes the time, he can find so many. That's going to be one. He needs a second. Can they find Rubino? Now Rubino knows. Okay, there's one on long. There's one towards CT. He's going to posture up for a clean fight towards the long player. Let's see what the timing's like coming in for Bonka. He's trying to divide the battlefield into favorable 1v1s. The timing, though, just peels away. Oh, Yassine's readjustment is a gift in this round. He knew that that short cross was going to just hinder them for enough time that he could readjust towards long. Really well done.
Like as well, like the discipline to sit back. They don't rush through there. They take their time. They're clearing angles. They're playing off each other as well. The pinch comes through after there's no possibility of him being anywhere else on site. Really, really good stuff from Guild. And to tie things up here, 10-10. Like I said, we've already talked about Heretics and their economy. They're sitting pretty right now. Ultimates-wise, Nuki have over one away. Val has that revive online. Actually, on the side of Guild, it's the Neural Theft. Drachm's from the Shadows available. Whether or not we see them get invested here. Again, we look towards the Playmaker Ultimates, the Hunter's Fury, Showstopper, the Rolling Thunder. Nothing at either side's disposal this round.
Ten. Now, I'd love to see the progression of rounds. Because this has been Heretics kind of continuing a little forward. But Guild, in the last couple, stabilized a little bit. Now, I want to see what Heretics do, because they've been met a little here. They've been, not necessarily red, but Guild have been in the right places for it. We've got a triple stack towards Garage. Draken safe all around. Ooh, an overpeak, but a trade. Really valuable trade from Safe. That's a hit and run. Get out of there. I don't know how he got that pick.
Literally just like the fadeaway two-tap with the Phantom. That was disgusting. Heretics going to try and stabilize, though. Obviously, that's the reason they want to get the revive off. But I love this response from Guild. They're going to creep down long here. Two players, actually. Safe and Yassine going to get deep behind. They have to deal with the trap wire. That's going to alert Pora. He's going to be on red alert, and actually, Yassine will fall.
I'm curious about this read. I mean, it's going to be I just want to see what Safe does with this now. Is he... How aware is he of this pressure coming through? Nuki's right there. Okay, nice work from Safe to keep that in mind. And the trade out now for Bora is effective towards Garage. This is leaving with just Bonka and Safe, and Bonka's position's locked off by a wall. He's lost info on Garage where his player just went down, and Safe can't find anything. This is time to back away and just try and keep that gun potentially at this point. Safe's done well, but not enough to convert anything from this round.
I love the response there from Guild. The only thing I don't like is popping the trap wire. I don't think they need to aggress any further there. They can
3 out of 5.
Sit back and, I don't want to say wait for Heretics to slip up, but at least be a threat in the retake. Safe going to try and hold on to this now, but they are hunting him down. Ooh, doesn't get caught.
Nice one.
But yeah, just a little weird there. I love the fact that they swing away from that pressure and they set up. But I mean, against Heretics, you got to anticipate Pora's gonna be sat there, right? That's the sort of position we tend to see him in, especially if that pressure comes through Garage. He's gonna drift away from A, right? Just a little strange.
11-10. Economy-wise, I want to see Guilds in a weird spot here. This could be 12, couldn't it? You've got a Frenzy, Classic Buckies. Leo and Safe have to be instrumental in this, and I'm kind of keeping my eyes trained on them. You do at least have Safe kind of lingering around A, sets up his utility and peels away. Leaves it to Leo So they're in the right place for this. This is probably the hardest site to take right now for Heretics, at least with the weaponry coming to mind. Now, as much as this isn't great, this at least means I'm in the right place at the right time and they don't check on the cubby. How does he get away with that? And now Leo's clutched from here before. Is he going to do it again? The flash of Vova's had none of it. But Safe gets the time to come in and trade. But that was Lau, not a Vova. So he knows there's still danger here. And this 3v2 is now a 2v2, making a 1v2. Yassine is a little further away. He can't capitalize on this. Bucky feels a little limited. Maybe a rifle's on the ground that he could maybe switch out to, but the grenade could get him a little bit closer. Gets rid of that, hops on in. He's got a gap closer. He can try and close the distance. Not gonna happen to Vova. What a shutdown.
For a second there, he got a really good tag onto Rubino. You can see Rubino down to 14 HP. That was close. Yassine actually managed to close the distance so quickly there. He's actually pretty unfortunate not to win that.
One enemy
He made the
remaining.
perfect move with the paint shell as well.
Yes, 100%. He did. Considering what they had, that round was dicey, and Vova was a huge factor. The trade that came in was incredibly well timed because you still had Safe and Leo. And hold on, I'm seeing an op come out. I guess you got to try something different. And Safe running the op now. Gonna maybe just post himself up on towards A-Long. You can kind of leave him to this, show presence with your Sova, and then maybe back away if you want to. You can stack elsewhere. You can put a lot of value into an op like this. And the other side, pretty standard take for now.
Heretics gonna sit back. I guess maybe anticipating a little bit of desperation on the side of Guild. Was the back end of map 1. Or we're going to readjust. So that makes me feel as if, yeah, the C hit's going to come through. You can see now, 4-man walk. There's 3 members of Guild here. And Draken going to catch that information. So we set up with this paranoia. The paint shell's actually perfect. Going to do a little bit of damage. But look at this, the response. Yassine actually going to open up with a showstopper of his own. And Heretics, they've got to hit the brakes right now.
They found nothing from this. They've literally got nothing out of that. And they've just lost out on Nookie. So now they disengage and look towards potentially B as it stands. Last time they went on that world tour, kind of flanked through towards A. Surely they don't go for it now. They don't have the same sort of presence. And that fast flank from Yassine could certainly be in place, though. Let's see how this unfolds, as eventually Avova's going to kind of lean over with them as well. Pora trying to clear towards Connector, but it's be safe. Safe walks in, but Rubino takes him down. And that's the equalizer. You're going to see the ultimates being popped, but can they find the plant? For now, no. Nothing more to be hindered. He does actually catch Pora. That's big. Lau now has to move. Opens up a chance for the play back in. Now we wait. See what the timing's like. A 3v3 now begins, and they're all coming from the same side, all from that BC connector.
Actually, if Vova playing so deep here, can actually slip in Gary's behind. You can see that's exactly what he's going to do. Keep your eye on the minimap here, but Lau needs to hold down. Draken going to open things up on the side. Rubino responds here.
There he is. There's that flank coming in his bonker with it all to do, and he's got nothing to do it with. Heretics just grind it out in the end. That was a damn hard game between the two, though. I'm not going to say anything other than that because Guild